Hi everyone, it's Chris Jobson. Nice to be back here with you. Let's get into this idea about holding on to what we've always done. Whether we've learned it from our parents, whether we've learned it from our friends, whether we've just absorbed it from society, or whether we've made the conclusion on our own growing up based on our past experiences. Whatever it was, that set thing that you do that you are all the time. It's time to investigate now, does it still apply to who you are today? Does it apply to how your life is today? Do you want to see your life through those same eyes? Because that sort of holding on to what you once were could end up looking or feeling as if you're closed, as if you're stuck, as if you're limited and restricted and constrained. Let's investigate this idea. This idea could be beliefs about your childhood, your beliefs around your diet, about what you eat, about your religion, about how you believe in this world, about how you see people, about race, about class, about culture. Let's investigate our beliefs around these, our point of views, our conclusions, our perspective around these topics and realize, am I close? Do I have these same fixed ideas that I always had? Is there any way I can stretch that and be more open to newness in my life? Because if your life isn't ideal as it is now, if you're not in that space and place where you can say, my life is exactly the way it needs to be, I can just chill. If your life is still wanting improvement, it means that there's some beliefs and some point of views and some ideas that you have that are holding you in a space that can only create the experience that you're now ready to move on from. Which means that you have to now change the way you think. Not change meaning completely, expand the way you think. Have it evolve, have it stretch it somewhat. And you can only do that by inviting in new ideas and new perspectives. To do so, one will have to then challenge what they've always felt, what they've always done, what they've always thought. Regardless if it came from a person who meant well, it served you to a certain point, but does it serve you from now onwards? Can you invite new perspectives in? Even people who bring you ideas that probably don't match yours, but they stretch you. They have you start thinking and investigating the ideas that you do have to wonder, wow, well, can I see it from this perspective or from this perspective or from this angle? And in so doing, you get a chance to stretch who you are. Because holding on to what you've always done is just a way of holding on to something that's safe. But if it is safe and it is restricting you and safe and it's not having you expand into the person that you know you can be and have you experience the things you know you can experience that you aren't experiencing now and the person that you aren't right now, then it's time for you to expand and stretch. And you can only stretch when new ideas and new perspective and new thoughts that probably seem to contradict your own will come into your space. You'll invite new people in, or you just start to look at things from a new perspective, or you start to catch yourself in a pattern in which you always did a certain thing in a certain way. You go, wait, Chris, let's try this from a different angle. How would Alec do it? And how would John do it? And how would Julia do it? Or how would that stranger on the street do it? Let's see if there's some newness I can absorb and get from understanding their perspective. I may not completely agree with their perspective, but it will give me an impetus to see a new way in which I can mold my own perspective. Because in the end, you have to mold your own perspective. But you need sometimes to be stretched so you can move beyond the limitations and the boundaries of what you've already done, what you've already been, and what you've already felt. Can I feel more love? Can I feel more excitement? Can I get more information that will then give me more insight and more understanding? And then lead to more wisdom. And more wisdom I can share, I can embody, I can turn it into a tangible thing. This wisdom, I can have it manifest into something real in my life for myself and for others. I can then contribute to not only my life, but to the world around me in a delicious and magnificent way. Let us stretch the boundaries of who we are. And it starts just by choosing to be more open, choosing to step out of a framework that I've always used, choosing to step out of a belief system that kept me safe, but kept me safe in limitation, kept me safe but didn't give me access to what I really want to experience. So that belief is keeping you safe, but it's not really giving you the joy that you need in your life. It's not taking you to new territory where you can find the newness that you're looking for. Maybe a person that you've seen, maybe a friend, maybe a partner, maybe a lover you've always seen in a certain way. How can you stretch yourself and see them differently? Because people are boundless. And if you think you know one person there are still sides of that person you haven't seen because you haven't allowed yourself to see them from a new angle yet. There may be someone, some friend, some person around you who still has bounty and deliciousness for you to see and learn from and enjoy and revel in, but you haven't given yourself the perspective, the space to actually be able to take that in. Let's challenge ourselves to stretch our limitations and stretch our boundaries and step in to the more expansive version of who we can be, where there may be more joy and more fun and more life to be lived.